Yeah. What it is, man. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, man. We got big business today. We got big business today here. Fire Knowledge for Hustlers, Global Podcast. You know, since we global, we here in the United States of America. You heard? It's your boy, your host, Arthur Chill Fader, getting it in. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, we live. Hey, man. This your boy, man. Y'all already see the picture. Y'all already see the memo. Man, we got big banks crashing today. You know. Um, I'ma break it down. I'ma share a little info, give y'all a lot of great insight on a lot of things what's going on in the economy. You dig? So as I look through my notes and browse, man, um I just want to let y'all know that this thing for real. And this is not a game that we should take lightly because of the simple fact you do have what we call a semi or could be a permanent recession about to take place here. Um you got Silicone Valley Bank, one of the major top banks that's out, one of the top 20 banks. I believe it's like ranked 15, 16 in the game, in the economy. 16 branches this bank has. Uh, about $500 billion net worth. But all of a sudden it crashed with a lot of individuals' money held up, and even big businesses' money held up. This was a bank that was famous and got its glam and glitz for pushing startups. Silicon Valley is one of the home of the most great startups, like out of the valley, San Francisco, the Bay Area, the Zuckerbergs, the Roku's, and speaking of Roku was uh, a corporation that had their money invested in also Silicon Valley Bank. I'm gonna give you a few more uh, companies as well that have their money tied up in Silicon Valley Bank. Now, the reason I am going over this type of economic news with the hustlers, the fire knowledge hustlers, the gang, the gang that's aspiring for financial literacy to be uh, number one in every household in America. You know, um, you have Roku that was in the bank, SoFi Technologies also had holdings in the bank. What about Vimeo? Vimeo had money tied up in the bank. Planet, Rocket Labs, money tied up in the bank. Man, like this is so not really uh a surprise, but it's also what you would say a shock. Now, a lot of people may try to downplay it, but as you look through the media, They say this is the second biggest bank failing since one of the 2008 recessions. Uh, that is tough. And the reason why I say that is tough because this can actually start a ripple effect. The ripple effect can come from this bank failing, the regional bank failing, to a lot of other regional banks failing. That's why a lot of great investors say don't put your money in a lot of these small time banks. You really want to put your money. I'm not a financial advisor, but at the same time, I put my money in brokerages. And you got to do your own research. You got to really dig deep when it comes to your money, because this can happen to anybody here in the United States of America that got their money in one of these banks and the bank just automatically crash. Now you out of a house, you out of a home, you got no place to go, you're homeless, your money gone, and boom. Even though they say it's insured, but how long would it take for you to get your money back after something like this had happened? So understand it is good to sometimes diversify your funds, but diversify them in a brokerage that you know that has long-term success and that's here to be a longevity counterpart to you as you try to build generational wealth for you and your family. This is bad, people. You got some that's gonna try to water it down. You got some that's gonna try to not make you feel insecure. My thing is, keep an eye on your money, keep an eye on your bank, and if you see any kind of weakness, shift your money, put it on the sideline. We in for a storm. I believe deep in my heart it's not going to get any better till about another year from now. Things are not looking good for the economy. Interest rates are steady rising. Now you got banks collapsing. Mortgage rates steady going up. Jobs are steady being lost. It's like a Rubik's Cube. Everything is all mixed up till we can find that fine balance again. This is terrible, people. This is real terrible because of the simple fact. You got big time companies that had their money in Silicone Valley Bank, like Roku, SoFi Technologies, Vimeo, Planet, Rocket Labs, even Roblox. A lot of kids like to play the game Roblox. So you got these big time multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies in this bank. Even Silicone Valley Bank was a $500 billion bank worth like that. But also at the simple the rate of the way things are going, it's not looking good. You had another bank fell right before Silicone Valley Bank. I think it was Silver Castle or something like that. That failed too as well. They dealt with a lot of crypto. So you just want to keep your eyes on the market. I'm coming in. This your boy, your host, Arthur Chill Fetty. You know, we like to give you the breaking news over here at Fire Knowledge for Hustlers Global Podcast because this thing here reached worldwide, and we got to give you guys the ups on what's really going on in the financial world, in the business world, because of the simple fact, uh, you got to be careful. You got to be careful with your money. You got to make strategic moves. You don't want to put your money in a bank that's finna get ready and fail. And banks out here will be gladly to accept your money when they know they're gonna fail. If you go on Silicone Valley Bank page on YouTube, you will see just a couple of weeks ago that everything looked cool, everything looked good, everything was lovely. But all of a sudden, less than 48 hours, regulators had to take control of the bank and shut it down. Nobody can get their money out. Maybe some can get it out Monday, but you got millionaires and billionaires got their money in this bank and it's only invested. FDIC, federal insurance is $250,000. So all these people can get back out of this bank that failed. This bank here supported at least 9 to 10 major startups that's on the stock market. These startups are doing excellently well. But these startups got their money in the bank. And this bank done failed. Now that's crazy. That is ludicrous. That is what you call a breakaway from disclosing the truth about the company's financial balance sheets, the 10Ks. Now, I may be speaking over some people's head on this because you got to do your research. You got to do your due diligence. And at the same time, you got this crazy fool last month, Jim Cramer. As you can see, he said invest in Silicone Valley Bank. He gave it a 1-up, 5 stars. Listen, you can't go by what everybody say. That's why we here at Fire Knowledge for Hustlers Global Podcast tell you to do your own research. Do your due diligence. You got to read. So I know that a lot of us over here on my end don't really know too much about SVB, but it's good like things like this happen sometimes because it wakes the financial investor, the financial person that's looking to invest in the bank. It wakes them up. And it makes you pay attention to what's really going on in society, this economy, which way the world is headed towards. And also, you got to be conscious of the moves you make and the financial decisions that you take with your life because everything has consequences. Thoughts and prayers go out to the companies and then the investors that put their money into the bank because now they're kind of like clueless on what to do. They have to wait for a word from the federal government to give them directions to push forward on with their careers, their life, their livelihood, and their investments. Because a lot of money just gone now. So is that bad management on the part of SVB? Is that something that we dealing with worldwide, dealing with inflation, interest rates rising, jobs being lost? And you got to understand at the same time, SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, invested into a lot of startups. And a lot of these startups that's on the stock market are not producing. a lot of these startups cannot pay back the loans that the bank gave. So evidently the bank collapsed. So who is going to take over the bank? Will there be a buyer? Will there be another big bank take over Silicone Valley Bank? Because you got a lot of big banks out there that's, you know, has a lot of great influence. You got J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, BlackRock. You got a lot of peoples out there that can really take over this bank and buy it and put it back on track. But it'll probably have to be some name changes in the paperwork, you know. So my thing is Janet Yellen, Secretary of Treasury, she was basically like monitoring the whole situation, and it didn't look good. So my thing to you guys is watch where your money at. If you feel it's unsafe in any bank, find you a good brokerage firm that's going to at least bring you back 15% a year on your money. And I'm speaking towards the individual retail investors. I'm not your financial advisor. This is just edutainment. And this is just the way I feel, because these are the things that I do. But at the same time, in between time, you got to stay conscious. You got to pay attention to the headlines. And you got to get the news and have foresight before things go to falling down, before the house of cards go to tumbling, before the dominoes go to falling. So, big ups to you guys that's paying attention. And my condolences to Silicone Valley Bank, because of the simple fact, when a bank knows it's failing and it does not alert the people who invested in the bank, it's going to be a sad funeral. This is going to have a ripple effect. So understand what I'm saying. This is going to even break up homes, houses, families, businesses, and other businesses. Startups cannot borrow money anymore. Things are going to be put on hold. People, this is big. Don't let them try to downplay it. This is no fear. This is reality. So my suggestion, put yourself in a situation where you can figure out some type of opportunity to move forward with your finances, and also pay attention to what's going on with inflation. This is a big year, and this can be a great year for you if you make the right moves. Don't just sit on the sidelines and get swallowed up, but pay attention and navigate. You got to know how to navigate through these deep waters. That way you can land back on solid ground and see the sunshine at the end of the storm. Peace. We out. Quick 20 minutes of fresh financial news. Fire Knowledge for Hustlers Global Podcast. And you better believe it. What the signs say. Recession ahead. And we go. 2023. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell another friend. Hey, make sure you put your money in the right bank. Me, personally, I have a bank But at the same time, only 20% of my money is in the bank. 80% is in the brokerage. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend so they'll tell another friend. Always invest for the long term. Longevity is where you win. 5, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years from now. You appreciate yourself.